Hey guys, my name is Shaaanelle with the 3 A's here on YouTube, 1A in real life, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing knotless box braids with you guys again. So this is my second video of me doing knotless box braids, like the actual whole head thing. I have a couple other videos already on how to do knotless box braids. This one also has a couple of mini little tutorials in it for how to actually feed in the hair for your knotless box braids, but we're going all the way from beginning to end. So we're going from parting all the way through braiding and everything like that, sectioning and everything. So this is a full complete video, very detailed. I hope that you guys enjoy it. I hope that you find it helpful, and if you do, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys at the end. So if you're not new to my channel, you already know that I do have some knotless box braid videos up already. So the first one that I have is probably from, like, I don't know, 2018, 2019. And I basically did half and half. So I did the back half, and the back and the middle I did knotless box braids, and then on the front I did feed-in braids. Okay, so I have that video up for you guys. I will put it in the cards. Then I also have a video that's full-blown knotless box braids like these that I did when I was pregnant before I had my daughter, because I didn't want to be dealing with my hair. So that video is also up, and I'll put it right here in the cards for you guys as well. The other two videos that I have, well, three videos. I have two videos on large knotless box braids. I don't know how many I have, but I'm gonna put them up at the top. But I know that I have a video on large knotless box braids, like large jumbo size type thing. I have a video also on how to rinse the alkaline off of your hair. This hair that I'm currently using, and I will tell you guys what kind of hair it is in the video, I actually don't have any issues with this hair and with it itching or anything like that. But if you do happen to purchase a hair, I believe it's the African Pride hair, the one that, like, it made my head itch like crazy, and I had to rinse off the alkaline in order to use the hair. It was also very stiff, and it tangled like crazy and everything else. So I do have a video on that, and then the video on the jumbo or the large knotless box braids, also have that. Then I have a whole separate video on how to part your hair for individuals for knotless box braids. In this video, like I said, we're gonna go from beginning to end. So I'm gonna be doing the parting with you guys as I braid. I'm also going to give you guys a couple of mini tutorials on how I feed in the hair into the braids, and then we're going to complete it and finish it up, finish the look with some mousse, and we're going to dip our hair and stuff like that. So the whole thing, poom pound pound, is in here for y'all. I hope that you guys enjoy it. I hope that you find it helpful and everything like that. So for those of you who are following my natural hair journey, we are on a journey to waist length. This May we will be at 3 years post relaxer, so that's 3 years of growth. Okay, we did transition for 2 years before we did a big chop, so it'll be 1 year post big chop, and then it'll be 3 years in total of growth. We're gonna do a whole little video on that come May. I usually do one every 3 months when I do my trim, but I think I'm gonna skip the one in February for a protective style. So yeah, make sure that if you're not subscribed, you subscribe to the channel, join the waist length journey gang. The next protective hairstyles, I don't know what they're gonna be. I know I wanna do some big straight backs. I know I wanna do the really small straight backs, the little trend that's going on. Sierra Walker always be wearing them. They look super good on her. So I know I wanna try and do the small straight backs. I want to do the larger straight backs, and then I kind of want to do some tribal braids. I don't know yet, but we're going to see what hairstyles we come up with next, what protective styles we're going to use next on our hair in order to make it all the way through May, so that we can skip our trim in February and just get straight to the length. Alright, so anyway, that's not what this video is about. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up like I said, and let me get into the tutorial for you guys on how to do knotless box braids on your own at home by yourself like this. First things first, you want to make sure that your hair is blow dried. Okay, blow drying your hair, especially if you have tightly coiled hair, type 4 hair, is going to make it a lot easier for you to do your parting. You're gonna get less breakage, you're gonna get less damage. I highly suggest that you blow dry your hair. Now you can blow dry your hair without heat, okay? You can use the cool heat setting on your blow dryer, and you can get a blow dried result that looks, you know, like you blow dried it with heat. If you really do not want to use a blow dryer, or you don't have one, or yours broke or something like that, what I suggest is that you at least stretch your hair after you wash it by like doing a braid out or some twists or something like that that will stretch your hair out, let it dry completely, and then get ready to braid your hair. Okay, hopefully that lighting is a little bit better. But anyway, like I was saying, I blow dried my hair last week. I left it and I didn't do anything to it besides leaving it like this or putting it like in a little ponytail. Okay, so after your hair is blow dried, you do want to make sure that your hair is moisturized before you start braiding. You don't want to braid on dry hair. That's just going to cause breakage. Okay, so you don't want to braid on no dry hair. Make sure that your hair is moisturized. If you have a moisturizing oil, it would be best to use something like that that's not just a sealant but also a moisturizer. So I have my the Drip Gentle from Juices and Botanics that I like to use as a moisturizing oil. It really just, it does the job. It makes my hair soft, it makes it moisturized, and it doesn't like lock in dryness. It actually moisturizes my hair. I'm also going to use a regular moisturizer. So I'm going to use a leave-in and a moisturizer. The leave-in that I'm going to use is the Olaplex No. 6 Bond Smoother. I'm going to use this because it doesn't really revert my hair. It's really thick. So it's okay for me to use a product like that. You don't want to use anything that's going to revert your hair. So you wouldn't want to use like a curl smoothie or something like that that's going to make your hair go back to its natural state, because then you're going to have issues braiding your hair. You're going to have too much breakage. You're going to have to try to, you know, glide your fingers through curl hair, and that's kind of difficult to do. Just blow dry your hair, okay, or straighten it, or blow dry your hair, or stretch it, or do something to it, okay? But look, the moisturizer that I'm going to use is the Marula Muru Moisturizer Guru from Soultanicals. I also like this one because it doesn't have a super high water content, and it's going to allow, it smells really good too, and it's going to allow me to moisturize my hair without it like completely reverting. And I'm going to be able to braid and stuff like that quick enough before my hair reverts, if that makes sense. But it still will moisturize my hair. Now, for the parting and the perfection parts, if y'all watched any of my other videos, y'all know that I'm not a huge fan of Shine and Jam because one is the smell. The smell be getting to me, and then two, it's the fact that like this is the extra hold one and it don't even really be holding. So I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do have some left over that I might use on my parts. I don't know, we're gonna see how it goes. But what I plan to use is my Murray's Beeswax. This is good for locking, braiding, and stuff like that. It does have petroleum in it, obviously, because it's beeswax. But this is what I kind of like to use to make my parts a little more clean and neat. You might also be able to get away with doing that with just oil if you wanted to, or any edge control that you like. I have this Blueberries Bliss Curl Control Paste. Also another thing that like it kind of hold but it don't really hold. So I do have like a tiny bit of this that I might use on the front of my hair, but I think I'm gonna stick with the Murray's in order to try to perfect my parts. Now, I'm in my bathroom mirror right now, okay? This is the bathroom mirror that y'all see me through. And then I have a handheld mirror right here that I'm gonna be using to see the back of my head. I'll either hold it like this in order to see the back of my head, or what's easier for me, look at how crazy my hair looks. I look like Hagrid off of Harry Potter. What's easier for me is to hold the mirror here and look in the back, if that makes sense. Using the reflection in this mirror to look in this mirror at the back of my head, okay? Hope that makes sense to y'all, but that's how I use my mirror setup when I'm braiding my hair. The first thing I need to do is get my parting base down. So I want to part one part going this way across the side of my head. Please use a wider comb. Do not use I always call it a tiny teeth comb. Do not use your rat tail comb to try and part your first part, because it's going to be difficult, and it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be crooked, it's going to be sideways, so you might as well just use a comb with wider teeth on it in order to get your initial part and parting done, okay? So I'm just taking a section at the back of my head like this, because this is my first base. This is going to be my whole back section right here, what I parted off. So I'm just going to clip it out the way. I got hair in my eye. Y'all, when I say I didn't do nothing to my hair, I mean that. I didn't do anything to my hair. Now what I'm doing is just to check to see that it's kind of decent, you know, going across, and it's a little crooked. All right, this is decent, so I can go ahead and do some perfecting. I'm grabbing my beeswax and I'm gonna put it on my part. Alright, so my back section is parted off, and I'm just going to tie it up. And now I need to separate my middle from my top section. So going from ear to ear in a rainbow. I'm grabbing beeswax again, and I'm putting it on the part. I have my top rainbow section parted out from my middle section, and I'm gonna put my middle section up in a bun as well. It's the back, middle, and the top all parted out into 3 sections. Now I can go ahead and start working from the back to the front, because you don't want to work the other way. I know that I want my braids to be a medium size, so I'm either going to do 3 or 4 rows in the back section. So if I do 1 here, then I can do 2 and 3. Yeah, I'm only gonna do 3 sections in the back because I want these about medium size. I don't want them super big. So, but I don't want them really small either, because I don't want to be here braiding my hair forever. So this back one right here, I'm just going across to do my rough part. See what it looks like. Oh, that looks good. So I'm just gonna clip this up over here somewhere and perfect the parting. Grabbing my beeswax again. Alright, so my first back section looks pretty good. It's the width that I wanted and everything like that. So I'm just gonna detangle it, and then we're just gonna moisturize, part out a section, and start braiding. I think I also, for this back row, want to do just 3. Yeah, I'm just gonna do 3 braids in this back row. So 3 sections going this way, and then this bottom section will have 3 braids, and then I'll work my way up. So let me grab my my hair. Okay, so the hair that I'm using is Free Tress braiding hair. This is the pre-stretched 18-inch hair, and I believe the color is number 2. I bought a jumbo pack and it came with 10 different bundles, so this is 1 bundle right here. And I will try to keep track of how many bundles that I use for you guys, because I know sometimes that's a question that people ask a lot. Also with the time, I did start at 9:30 for the parting, and it's already been about 30 minutes But because I'm recording, that also sometimes does take up some time, trying to make sure that I'm in frame and stuff like that. So it'll take you however long it takes you to part, but so far it's taken me about 30 minutes since we started. I do suggest that you get pre-stretched hair. It's just gonna help everything go a lot smoother and a lot quicker. I did try to do individuals before with hair that wasn't pre-stretched, and it just took way too damn long. So I highly suggest that you get some pre-stretched hair. I like the free tress hair. It doesn't itch, it doesn't, you know, nothing crazy like that, and it tangles a little bit, but not a lot, not anything extreme. So I'm gonna show you guys where I'm putting my hair right now. All right, so what you're looking at is my cabinet right here. This is just my underneath cabinet right here. This is where I put my hair onto these little cabinet doors. So I like to put 3 pieces of braiding hair into each braid. The pieces do not need to be super big. What you can do if you don't really feel comfortable with just getting separate pieces is you can get you a piece of hair, like if you were going to do a regular individual or box braid, about the thickness that you would like, and then break that into 3, if that makes sense. And that's going to help you determine how much hair you should be grabbing for each little section. So I'm going to do a piece about this thin right there, and that's how thin I'm going to go. And the easy thing about that is that all you have to do now is make sure all your pieces are the same thickness or thinness. Here's the hair that I separated. You can do more. I just did enough for 3 braids, the first row of braids. I just did enough for that. But obviously you could keep going and pile on as much as you want onto your little cabinets. But this is all that I'm working with right now. So I'm gonna take my Olaplex leave-in like that. Just a small little baby amount. And I'm gonna put this in my hair from the roots to the ends. Then I'm gonna take my moisturizer, which is the Soultanicals moisturizer. And again, a really small amount, about the same amount as the Olaplex leave-in conditioner. And moisturizing my hair really good. From roots all the way to the ends, especially the ends. But you want your hair to be moisturized so that it does not stick to the braiding hair. And then the last thing that I'm gonna do is add my oil, and I'm using my Juices and Botanics oil, and I'm putting that in my hair. And now this little section is moisturized. And I like to moisturize by section just so that I don't get heavy-handed and put too much product that's gonna cause my hair to revert. So I'm just adding a clip right here at the base, checking everything out. Like I said, I want to do this in three braids back here. So I'm just gonna part about right there, and then the rest of this I'm gonna put away. I'm just twisting it up. I have another banana clip and twist and clip to the side so it's not in my way and I don't mix it up. So here I have my first section. I'm gonna grab some beeswax, and the same way that you would put it on your like with using Shine Jam, or if you were to use edge control, I'm just doing the same thing here with the beeswax. So one of the things that I will mention is that if your braid is not coming out good, then you might be using too thick of a piece of hair. So your feed-in pieces might be a little bit too thick. So you would want to go ahead and grab a little less hair. Okay, so the first time I did it, my braid did slip out, and I used a little bit of Shine Jam, and I was good to go. So even though I don't really like the smell of Shine Jam and all that other stuff, I might go ahead and continue to use it as it pertains to doing the rest of my braids. Not moisturizing with it and not parting with it, but at least using it to start at the base of my braid, okay? Even though I have done a full head before without using any Shine Jam. So I do want to let y'all know about that. So if you still don't want to use Shine Jam, you definitely don't have to. I'm just using it just to make it a little easier on myself and to go a little quicker. Alright, so we got one braid down. This is the thickness of it. This is what it looks like. I will try to zoom in so that you guys can see the root of it right now and what it looks like from up here. But yeah, this is the one braid down. And now we got 2 more to go on the back. Okay, so we have our back section done, back row done. We got 3 in there. So I'm gonna part off my second row right in the middle. Now I'm perfecting it with my beeswax. Now I'm going to moisturize this section just like I moisturized the first section, the bottom, starting with the leave-in, making sure I get these roots and these ends specifically. Then following up with the moisturizer. And lastly, using my hair oil, my growth oil, my moisturizing oil. Now to part this next section, all I'm gonna do is try to part directly in the middle of this one, like that. And that's gonna give me that brick effect. So the next braid after that, again, will be centered on the middle one. So that will come here. And then the next braid after that, which will be the last part, will be centered on that one on the far end over here, and it will come down right here, and that will give me 4 braids for this section of well, 4 braids for this row. Okay, so if you do part and you're like, okay, this is not big enough, like this is not wide enough, and it doesn't go with everything else, feel free to scoot over a little bit if you want to, but I wouldn't part directly on top of where the first part is already made. I would definitely try to stay away from it a little bit. That way your braids don't, your parting doesn't stack all together in like one line, I guess you could say. And it's gonna make it look crooked, and it's gonna make it look messy. You're gonna be able to see every single like mistake if you part that way. All right, so I'm gonna try and show you guys, give you guys a quick tutorial on this back section for how to do the feed-in process. So I have some Shine and Jam. So I'm gonna take 3 sections, as even as I can make them, and I'm gonna start a braid. That's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. You definitely can do more than 3 if you feel like you need to. If you need to do 4, go ahead and do 4. That wasn't a full plait right there, that was just me switching my fingers over. So probably like half a plait. I'm gonna grab my hair and I'm putting my hair right in between my index finger and my thumb. And so I've got some hair here, got hair here in between my index finger and thumb, and then there's nothing on this back section over here. There's nothing there, okay? And I'm just going to continue to twist and braid as I normally would. Making sure that I don't clump up. So that was like, what was that, 1 or 2? And I'm just feeling along the braid to make sure that I'm not clumping. I'm gonna go again for a full plait, like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add my second piece of hair in the same place, in between my index finger and thumb, and twisting for that 1 full plait right there, making sure I'm not bunching up and that I'm going down the braid. There. And I'm just gonna do 1 more before I add my 3rd piece of hair. Like that. And then my final and 3rd piece coming in hot. Uh-oh, something happened. It's good. I think it's good. There. Okay. And I'm just checking as I go down the braid that I'm not bunching up on myself. And to do that, I'm literally just feeling the braid. If it feels like it's bunched up, then I just kind of ease my finger down the braid to loosen it up a little bit. As long as you haven't finished braiding and gone too far, you should be good to fix the bunching by just simply sliding your finger down the braid, okay? And then it looks good. I'm gonna turn around and keep going. Alright, so this is the last row in the back. It's the third row. It was already parted out when I parted out my sections. And this row should do about 5 braids, okay? I might have to do 6. I'm not sure yet, but it should do about 5 if I follow along the same path that I was going. So the first one will be here. Let's see, I'm gonna scoot it over a little bit. And I'm just gonna keep going across like I've been doing. All the way across. Hopefully this does just 5 braids and it doesn't take any more than 5. Alright, so I have the whole back section done, all 3 rows. I did 3, 4, and 5 braids on each row. And now we can start working on the middle. Now for the middle, how can I explain this? Alright, so you see how there's not much of a difference between the width here and the width here? You can either do 5 braids and just stack them accordingly, or you can go back to 4 and work your way up to 3, 2, and then 1 or 2 at the top here. It's just gonna depend on obviously the shape of your head for one, because we all don't have the same shaped head, right? So the shape of your head is also going to be a factor in how many braids you get on each row. I have a smaller head. I always tell you guys I got a little peanut head, so that's why I'm able to get off as many braids as I am, or as few braids as I am on each row. But the size of the braids and the placement and everything is going to look different on your head than it looks on mine. So I'm gonna go ahead and part this next row, and these in this middle section again are still going straight across. So I'm going from here to the other side of my head, and I like that right there. Okay, so I'm all moisturized, and let's go. So this first one, it's not gonna be dead center because then the braid would be too damn big. So it's just gonna be a little off, about right there. And then I'm gonna check it just to make sure the size is good. I wanna scoot it over a little bit more. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and do a little tutorial time. So I have my hair right. I'm gonna part it in 3 sections. 1, 2, and 3. And I'm gonna start my braid and there, right about there is about 1 complete plait. I'm gonna do another one and another one. Okay, so I did about 3 complete plaits. I'm adding in the hair now. My first finger and my thumb. Section 1 is up here, section 2 is right here, and section 3 is over here. Okay, now I'm just going to continue to braid as I normally would. That's 1 complete plait. And I'll just do another one for good measure. Another complete plait, that's 2. Checking to make sure that I'm not bunching up. And then I'm gonna add another hair. That's 1, 2, and I'm gonna go on with 3. Okay, complete plaits. Making sure that it's not bunching up too badly. And then I'm gonna go for my last and third piece. And I'm grabbing it. And I'm just gonna finish my braid. I have a little bunching, it's a little bumpy, but I mean, hey, I'm doing it myself and I'm saving a couple $100, so. And then I'll just finish my braid all the way down to the end. Okay, so in this back section, I did end up doing 5 braids. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did 6 braids. Let me count down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Alright, so in this section I ended up doing 6 braids. I got a little small one over here, if y'all can see it. Little small one right here. But I ended up doing 6 braids. So the next row, hopefully we'll do 5 and then work our way back down the pyramid. Two updates for you guys. The first one is that I ran out of hair, so I only have like one little piece of feed-in hair left, and so I'm going to open up a new bundle. All right, and the second update is on the parting. So for this section up here, this is my second to last section. So this is one row, and then I have some hair clipped up here. That's going to be my last row at the top. You are going to have to curve, so you're no longer going to be able to go just straight from one side to the other side. You're going to have to start curving at some point once you get to the center of your head. So I only needed to curve this one time, and then I'm going to go ahead and braid these down, and I will have 4 braids. So this is 1, 2, 3, and then this will be my 4th braid over here, and then at the top I'll either do 2 or 3, probably 2, just depending on what it's looking like when I get up in this section. But yes, you will start curving your part. Instead of going just from one side to the other side, you're gonna start curving up a little bit so that it rounds in evenly and that you have an even row, okay? Okay, so we have the whole back and middle sections done. Feels good, I'm not in any pain. That's what I love the most about knotless box braids, is that like they're literally painless. Love these things. So here we are. This is what we are looking like. And now we're gonna go ahead and start on the top. So the top for me, well, for anybody really, is gonna be based upon what kind of part you want. So if you want a side part, you can go ahead and do your side part now, and then just braid from your side part out, if that makes sense. And then if you would want a middle part, then you would do your middle part and then braid from your middle part out. Hold on, I'm stuck. Okay, so if you wanted a middle part, you would do your middle part now, and you would work, oops, I got a little clip in here. You would work from your middle part out. If you wanted a side part, you would do your side part and work out. Me, I don't care where my hair ends up, honestly. Well, I don't care where my parts end up, honestly. So I'm just gonna start from one side and work my way to the other side. So how you start is up to you, but it's basically the same techniques, the same idea. You're just gonna part straight back now. So I'm gonna go from here, and I'm just gonna part straight back. And then I'll probably end up only doing 2 braids right here, and then working my way across my head, making sure that my parts are straight and that I'm going straight with my head. That way, you know, it doesn't look off. Okay, so we have about half of the front done. We have 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Okay. So we're just gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. 2, 3, 3, and then 4. Okay, so hair update, we are out of hair, so I'm using another bundle. This is my 3rd bundle. I'm not gonna use probably not even half of this because I only have 3, 4, 7, 8 braids left. So I'm not even gonna use half of this, but I do need to open another pack because I'm completely out right now. So just wanted to give y'all a little hair update. Okay. Whew. We are finally done. It is 3:48. So that took, we started about 9:35-ish. So it's 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30. Took about 6 hours. I like to take off about 30 minutes whenever I'm filming, just because, you know, you're filming. So I like to take off about 30 minutes. So it took about 5.5-ish hours, I would say, if I wasn't filming. But we're all done. We used about 2 full bundles of hair, a little bit more than 2 full bundles of hair, like 2, and the other 3rd bundle I only used literally like maybe 1/8 of it to do the rest of the braids. So we're done. I have my Cream of Nature Argan Oil Style and Shine Foaming Mousse. So I'm just gonna put this on all of the braids. Y'all, it feels good. It's lightweight. My hair doesn't feel, or my scalp doesn't feel all irritated and sore. Like, that is the benefit to knotless braids. They look good. They're laying flat. They're not gonna take up too much space for when I need to put my hair like in a bun for work. They're just the GOAT. Knotless box braids are truly the GOAT. So I'm just adding all of this mousse on here now. I'm just gonna take my lip scarf. If you've been with me for a while, you know this is my ride or die little scarf right here. So I'm gonna grab my lip scarf and I'm gonna put this on, and then I'm just gonna go dip my ends in some hot water so that they don't unravel, because we don't want that. All right, so I'm just gonna go dip these braids. Well, actually, I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna go eat, because I ain't even eat this morning. Like, I just came straight up in the bathroom and did my hair. So I'm gonna eat, dip these braids, and then I'll be back. Okay, so this is the final look. I'm completely done with the braids. I let the mousse sit in and it's drying. It's almost dry, it's just got a little bit more to go. I dipped the ends. They do look a little scraggly, so I'm probably gonna re-dip them. But they're pretty good to go for right now. And yeah, they're a lot more flexible. Like I said, with knotless box braids, like, first of all, the whole thing is flexible. Like, the whole braid is flexible. The hair was good for that. And then I can move them. I don't have any pain. I can immediately style them. Like, I don't have to wait for them to loosen up or anything like that. So here we are. This is what they look like. I'm just showing you guys in here. Looks like in here. Okay. In one of my other videos, somebody left a comment and they were like, oh my God, look at how white her scalp is. And I was like, girl, my scalp, I don't know, like, my scalp is not the color of my skin though. Like, it's not my skin tone. I don't know. And it's not unnatural, like, it don't get no sunlight. Anyways, that is the end of this video. I hope that you guys found this video helpful and useful. I hope that the tutorial was helpful for you guys. If it was, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Watch some of my other videos if you haven't seen them already. And I will see you guys in the next one.